Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversations are pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? Because it's time to put them on. Because the conversation starts now.
Awesome.
Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. This is the spot. This is the location right here where the conversation is pointed and the guests are sharp and the responses are never dull. And today we have Cami Schwenk. Cami Schwenk is, I don't know if she's a current nurse or she is a former nurse, but she is nursing the minds of women, motivating them to be encouraged, to go out and make money on social media, which I absolutely love because you got to make this machine work for you. She's about wellness. She's a coach and she is such a smash. Her personality and those glasses, I just love everything about her. She got that moxie. So let's welcome her here to the show. How are you, Cami?
I'm so great. Thank you so much. I love being here.
I love you being here. Are you currently nursing still?
I am not, and I'm not actively working as a nurse, but I do still have an active license. So I do still do all the education and I'm open to opportunity with that, but I am focusing on my own business at home. So,
Okay. Well, I love a nurse. Like I said, a nurse and a teacher are, I tell everybody, they're my favorite people on the planet because, you're underrepresented and you're underappreciated. Anybody that takes their time to make sure that I'm feeling good and turns me over and wipes my bottom and, be responsible for my medication, I give you kudos. So you are much more than that. Tell us how you show up on the planet.
well, I I definitely show up from a space of deep compassion for others. I live for human connection, and hence why I got into the nursing industry in the first place is because I value serving people and being able to allow them to thrive in whatever way they can. And so I'm definitely on that mission, and I particularly love serving women. I just feel that women are the essence of of what can shift humanity is when we empower women in health, in wealth, in all the things. When we uplift women, I feel that that is when the massive consciousness of the world excels. So
Well,
that
it
that is
starts
my
with Mother
mission.
Nature.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually a big part of the foundation. You just gave me goosebumps, the foundation of this Mother Earth. If we don't take care of our mother, then look what happens, And so yeah, healing Mother Earth, healing Mother Nature and the essence of what a mother energy is, absolutely.
Well,
It's
that
physical.
nurture in you, like I said, from nursing comes through, but you also believe in work-life balance because you are a mother. You have young children. So what do you say to that woman that is struggling right now? She's saying, I'm overwhelmed. I got these kids. I got this man I got to take care of. I got to go to clock in to work. What do you say to her? Where does she begin?
Well, what do I say to her? What do I say to her? I say that you are worthy and you are capable, and that no matter where you are able to get out of where you are. Like, if you don't feel that life resonates with you right now, there is always, always, always a way out of no way. And hands down, what you are going through, what I've been teaching myself in my own messaging in life and honoring that in me, is that I say to myself when I'm going through those hard times, because being a mother in particular, man, what could be harder than that? And so when I'm going through that energy and going through those challenges, and especially being a mother and being a woman in this paradigm of this realm, requires so much more than we've ever been required to do in life. like way more than what is should be humanly possible. But we are basically superhumans. That's why it's so hard to keep up with all of this. It's
Well,
so
the goal now is to be metahuman, okay? And it's not about the mindset, it's about the consciousness.
yeah.
I've been really studying that because mindset a lot of times can keep you stuck because you're focused on one thing instead of expanding your creativity, your flexibility, the different nuances in your life comes with consciousness. You've got to be aware of what's going on. Speaking of consciousness, I just kind of was, trolling your pages and your Instagram, and you're followed by some very colorful individuals. And what I mean by that, they're very self-expressive. They have a lot of body art, piercings, or their messaging. What draws those type of individuals to you? How do you connect to that tribe?
I have always been a big advocate in self-expression and honoring your own inner voice, your inner vibrancy, and however that is expressed, allowing it to be vibrant, like always allowing it to be expressed.
It
So
is.
yeah.
I know they seem to be drawn to you because they're very passionate about what they say, what they do, how they're unapologetic, and you have to respect that because we come in all shapes, sizes, colors, sexual orientation, all of that is so important to be a human being on this planet right now. It's a far cry from what it was 20, 30 years ago. And it's a far cry where it's going to be 20 to 30 years from now.
Mhm.
So we're talking about progressive, forward-thinking women. Tell me a little bit about your program and what people have to expect when they work with you.
So my program is called Conscious Wealth Advocates, and I really believe that we need conscious wealth in this world in general. And that's not just this this outward thought of what wealth is. I believe that wealth is an inner journey, and it involves the mind, body, spirit, abundance activation from within. And so it's this energy of we have everything we need inside of us. And it's allowing ourselves to tap into that essence and tap into our inner guidance, because ultimately we truly have all of what we need within us. And so I really want to draw that power out from each and every individual. Particularly, I love working with women to really ignite that within them, so that they know so that they can live a life of fulfillment and live a life of purpose and live from their heart and live from a space of service that is really from their space of wholeness. Because when we're able to really serve the world, it's essential that we are whole. And that is my message. That is what I really hold dear, because I think we need to get to the core of what needs to be drawn out from us. Like we talk about that authentic expression, being able to share exactly who you are. That is the message that everyone in the universe needs to have. That is everyone's purpose in life, is to be themselves.
But the thing is, a lot of times that's unrecognizable to the person that's trying to be this authentic self. They've never pulled back the layers. They don't know who they are. Yeah. They've never tapped into the subconscious mind. They don't know who it is they are the possibility of who they can become.
Yeah.
They have suffered a lot of epigenetics, generational trauma that is defining who they are right now. They're dealing with the frontal lobe, which already is programmed with, the answers, the judgments, the uncertainties, the negativity, that conversation. So it's a lot of deep diving. Yeah. Who keeps you whole? Who keeps you sane? Who pours into you to keep you on this trajectory to help others?
Well, that's a deep spiritual question for me, because I am really connected to my higher self, the universe, that feeling of oneness. So to me, who pours into me is my higher self. When I connect into my divine presence, like who I am at my core, that is who I connect to really fill my spirit. And I certainly have family. My husband's been a powerful impact on my life, and I have powerful women, friends, and family in my life that have really excelled my life. And so I definitely stay close to those tribes of women and other people to uplift me in life, because I feel that that is essential for my well-being, to always have that support system. So it's all the things, right? The spiritual
Right.
and physical.
In the feminist age of 2023, I see a lot of women in contrast with men, combative with them. It's not a competition, brains. Everybody has their own lane. But
Yeah.
how do we create harmony and parallel so women don't have to feel inferior? They don't have to feel like they're playing second. But along those same lines, I don't want to pretend that I'm a man. I want my feminine energy to radiate. I want it to permeate. I want it to create harmony in the space and to bring balance. How do we do that, Cammie?
I think that has everything to do with remembering that it's never been about the sexes. Like, it's never been
Right?
about male versus female. It's all about that balance of the masculine and feminine energy in all of us, because that masculine side is so essential for getting things done, for being productive in life, for, let's get this going energy. And then that compassionate oneness, and that vitality, that energy of vitality that reminds us why we're doing this. That's that feminine essence that is essential to create harmony. And so I feel that the key to all of that is remembering that we all have masculine and feminine energy, and that has to be balanced in all of us for us to really prosper. So that is where I would say that the focus is just letting go of labels in general. We are not fixed to this energy of, like, I'm, me being a woman, you being a man,
You
somebody
know
being
what?
a
And
man.
I gotta pump my brakes right there. I maybe I'm not that progressive. Okay. Really, I'm 60 years old. Okay. I'm pretty smart and heady, but the world of the non-binary is confusing to me.
Sure.
You know, it's not that I don't accept it, respect it, and appreciate it, but I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is where the universal alignment is moving to. And again, it's not so much about the label, male or female, but when you get down to it, your gender is between your ears, your sexuality is between your legs, and you are going to be born with one part or the other. And to deny that, to me, is confusing.
You
Okay.
make a really good point.
And as life goes on and our children grow, you've got many have told me that the generations now are about 10 years developmentally delayed than what you and I were growing up. So there's a whole shift of life energy and source that is coming here that we need to be open to. I'm going to try to make you and convince you to like something that you don't like. I don't like okra. Okay. You put it on my plate, I'm not going to eat it. You come over to my house, you like it, I'll cook it for you. Okay. But it is not about making you like anything that you want. And I know that a lot of people in this community now are giving heterosexuals, just as an example, a hard time, giving, blacks a hard time, giving women a hard time, because there's so much back and forth. There's so much combativeness. Instead of just chilling out and accepting people and meeting them where they are. Wouldn't you agree, Cammie?
No question. Honestly, I think that that's part of that energy of remembering that part of that uniqueness that we get to, like, exude from ourselves is to honor our differences. Like,
Exactly.
it's beautiful that we're different. Like, what it would be really boring if
Oh
we
my
were
God.
all the same. Like,
Could you imagine 20 of you or 20 of me? I don't know.
I would go crazy. No,
Crazy.
I definitely value diversity. I love being able to be around individuals that have different views, different perspectives, because I believe that we're all a reflection of our inner selves.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. And
yeah,
our
we have to
environment
honor that.
and our upbringing. But it's hard. You got little brains.
Yes.
So what's that like, the conversation with them? Um, okay, I have an example. I had a woman that was one of my guests on the show, and she's an unschooler
Mhm.
and an unruler. I'm a schooler and I'm a ruler. I believe in a certain structure. I'm not, I'm flexible, but there's certain things that I require, and excellence is one of them. So, in this new, more, I don't want to say liberal, but it's just a different mindset in raising kids now. They're being raised a lot of times by the device. They don't go outside. Me and my girlfriend were talking about, their education. We used to have the spelling book where you had to put them in alphabetical order. You had to figure out if it was a verb, if it was an adjective. You had to write it in a sentence. You had a spelling test at the end of the week. Now they just Google it. So
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like being a parent. What is it like being a parent now to these little young brains?
Such a great question. I mean, honestly, I feel that it definitely comes with its challenges because getting them away from the conditioning of this world, being around devices and being around, sitting, I mean, even the essence, like I value education too. I've always loved learning. It is my absolute favorite thing, but the idea of having a child that has so much vibrancy and energy sitting around all day,
Right.
listening to somebody speak, like even my daughter is in kindergarten, and she loves learning, she loves interacting and connecting, but man, does she hate sitting. She does not like sitting and not being able to actually like do life. So I really value that energy of that progressive like idea of like either, and I'm still learning about unschooling. I've definitely loved the idea personally of world schooling, because to me, I feel that there's nothing more valuable than teaching a child how to live. And to me, world schooling involves going to all of the spaces in the world that have the most beautiful nature, bringing your child away from electronics, because we are showing them how to be in the world and showing them how to be in different cultures and different perspectives. And I feel that that's my ultimate why with what I do within my business, is that I want to teach my kids how to have a worldly perspective. I want to teach them how to be conscious of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely a process of being really thoughtful with everything that I say to them, everything that I do around them, how I hold my own energy. And so it really keeps me in check. Like it actually is a big part of what propels me in my life, because if I don't deal with my stuff and work through what I need to work through, then it will reflect on them.
It's a
So
ripple effect. It's a ripple
yeah,
effect.
and yeah, it's
And so you're
essential
dealing,
to
and
work through.
are your parents still alive?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes.
So now they're dealing with two generations of two totally different, you know, sets of values, or just, it's difficult. It's difficult. And for them to navigate and find their way through this, I'm going to sit back and watch. Like I said, I don't want to be judgmental, but judgment comes into play because that established boundaries. And I believe that every human being on this planet should have some sort of boundaries, some
Yeah.
sort of limitations,
Yeah.
somewhere where they pump their brakes and say, whoa, this is not right, or this doesn't feel right. Because, you can't just go along to get along. I don't
Yeah.
think that's healthy either. So,
No.
okay,
Well,
just
that's
do
part of
whatever
the
you want.
conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and do whatever you want, say whatever you want, just okay. So I had a little back and forth with her with regards to unschooling and unruling, because their children are going to have to be independent contributors to society. And
Yeah.
where is that going to lead them when you don't require them to comb their hair, and brush your teeth if you want to, wear shoes if you want to, don't go to school, say what you want to say? You know, I don't know. Okay. Don't get
Yeah.
mad at me, brains. That's just my perspective. That's how I feel. But along those same lines, I want them to have the opportunity to grow, to be critical thinkers, to be free thinkers. But you cannot be a critical thinker if you don't have an opposing point of view.
Right.
That's adults or children. So now we've done the heavy hitting. Let's ask some fun questions to Cammie. Okay. Uh, if you were an appliance in the kitchen, what appliance would you be and why?
Oh man. What appliance would I be? That is such a great question. Let's see. I guess the funny thing that comes up for me at this very moment is probably involves the stove. Like I light people up. I light people on fire. I ignite something in them. And so I light it up. I'm a stove.
Okay, that's why we're the complete polar opposites because I want to be the refrigerator. I just want to sit back and chill.
I love it. Hey, well, it's good to have that balance of opposites. So
Absolutely. What are three things that you absolutely cannot live without? I don't want to hear about the kids and the husband, all that, but what are three personal things that you can't live without?
honestly, the funny thing, I cannot live without traveling. I am such a nomad at heart, and I can feel like since I've had kids, I can feel that I I am just too stagnant. I need to move. And so traveling is something I absolutely cherish. And let's see, what else would it be? I mean, honestly, I guess I don't know about like items per se. It's more of like a way state of being, but like there's nothing more important to me than being self-expressive. Like whether it be through my art or my energy or my voice, like I absolutely love expressing myself and just find that to be one of the most igniting things in my life. So, and then I would say the other aspect of that might be music, like being able to be in the presence of music that uplifts my vibration and my energy, because music to me is like it just it vibrates my energy to such a level that I'm able to really expand
Great
my
equalizer.
so, yeah, it's everything to me. So yeah.
Music transcends against everything and within everything.
Yeah, it aligns me for sure.
Yeah. So, what brings you joy? What makes you happy?
Well, see, that's when my kids come into play because I like, oh man, to look into their little eyes and see, I mean, their fascination with life and just their like childlike, like, oh, everything's so amazing. Like,
Right,
I
right.
can't,
Wow, they're excited about everything.
yeah,
What
I would
brings
say that's it.
what brings you to tears?
What brings me to tears? I would say anytime. Honestly, I feel like that's my deep connection to women, because I've been through so much as a woman. When I see a woman disempowered and see that they are acting less than what I know their higher self is capable of, like when I see them feeling like they are incapable of thriving, um I guess it's so powerful for me because it ignites my inner child, my inner essence, and like my feelings of unworthiness that I had conditioned into me as a kid, that really brings me to tears because I'm like, how, I want to call that out in you and like rise you up, because I know where you've been, and that's where it ignites that fuel in me for sure. So
What is the sexiest part of your partner outside of their junk? But what is,
oh man,
what is the
I
sexiest part of your partner?
man, I would say I love I mean I love his ass, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
a part of his junk now.
yeah, I mean, but his
Sexual.
eyes are pretty phenomenal. I
His
love his
eyes are good.
eyes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And which one of your favorite foods? What do you like to eat?
What do I like to eat? I Gosh, that's such a good question. I love I mean, I love pastas and things. I eat a lot of those things. I love juices. Like I drink a green juice every day. That's like my favorite thing. So I would say that's probably my number one thing lately.
Well, that's good. Those are good things. Thank you so much for letting us kind of get down and dirty and just kind of find out a little bit about who you are. It's always fun. I love that. I love that. So tell us a little bit about, your art as well as your program, what you have upcoming, and how to get in contact with you.
You know, my art has been mostly through digital art these days, through digital content creation. I absolutely love painting. There's no question. That's something I'm getting wanting to get back into. But yeah, I do a lot of the digital content these days to share via social media, and a lot of my content through copywriting and just writing my voice out to the world. And how to get a hold of me is honestly the best way to get a hold of me is through social media, because that's where my number one platform is. So I Facebook and Instagram and Facebook messaging is a really great place to get to know me on a personal level, and then like through direct message, and just to follow my profile, because that's where all of my energy is when it comes to my business, is wanting to get my soul message out on social media. And you can also get a hold of me through email if you want, through consciouswealthadvocates@gmail.com.
We're going to put all of that amazing information at the back part of the interview. Cammie, you have just been such such a love. Thank you so much for being your true, authentic self, for being transparent, wearing some boss glasses, because I love that. And, just kind of sharing and opening yourself up to others and allowing them to be who they are and show up in their essence, their true essence. And that's so important, Brains. Don't worry about trying to conform somebody else to your standards. What you want to do is try to figure out how you can incorporate some of somebody else's standards. And I'm working on that too. Thank you so much. Here, I need you to go right here, Brains, and handle your business. You see it? I need you to love, like, and share, and subscribe, because that's how I keep it going. I'm going all over the planet to try to find the best and the brightest for you. That's what I just did right over there. So thank you so much. I love you from the bottom of my socks, because my heart just isn't deep enough. Bye, Brains.